Welcome back to Invest with Peter. So today I'm going to be talking about the CPI projection for this week. On the 13th of this month, the CPI number will be coming out. Last one was 7.1. I'll be telling you what the market is expecting. I'll be telling you my own projection, and I'll be actually explaining to you what I think is going to be happening when the FOMC meeting comes up, and they're going to be deciding on what they're going to be doing and how much they're going to be raising the rate again. So I'm going to be giving you my projection and lots more. Please subscribe to the channel by liking and subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much. So straight away, let's go to the point. December job numbers came out and people were like, yeah, it's a bit, good and bad and all that stuff. Well, but we're not surprised, and some analysts actually were not surprised because the market was actually expecting 203,000 jobs to be filled, but actually it came out as 223,000 jobs was filled. The payroll rose to 223k, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So what's the good thing? People say, yeah, it's good, yeah, it's bad. Well, people are still getting job, right? Like we all know that Feds don't want people to get job. Fed want people to be laid off. Simple as. That's what the Feds want. Because by destroying the demand, so when people are not employed, they're going to spend less. By spending less will reflect on the inflation. People will not be able to buy stuff. Definitely the price of the demand, the price of the product, the price of the stuff, of the products will definitely comes down. When people are not buying stuff, remember economics 101. When people are not buying stuff, the price definitely going to come down. So when people are not working, they'll have less money to spend. So by that, inflation is going to come down. People aren't going to buy the product. The producer will be putting the stuff out there, but when people are not buying it, they will be forced to bring down the price, and that's what's going to cause deflation, where inflation will actually come down and it's going to level out. So that's what the Feds want. They want people to be working, but not too many people to be working, if you get what I'm saying now. So now the Feds expect, to keep increasing rates. The last meeting they had, they released their minutes and they said they will keep on raising rate all to 2023. And some even are thinking that by 2023, at some point 2023, Fed will start cutting rates. There's difference between raising rates, stop cutting rates, right? At some point, they need to start cutting the rate they have raised already. So market is actually expecting Fed to say, we're going to start cutting rate 2023, looking at the numbers that's coming out. The data is their friend, but there's something wrong with the data if we look at it. I'm going to explain why today. Now, Philadelphia Feds, they came out and said, I think there's a probability of people working multiple jobs. So if Mr. Paul and Mr. Philip, let's say Mr. Paul and Mr. Philip, Mr. Paul worked 3 jobs. Mr. Phillips works 1 job. But when the data, comes to the, Bureau for Labor Statistics, they will think, right, that Mr. Paul that is working 3 jobs is actually multiple Mr. Paul working 3 jobs, not knowing that it's only one Mr. Paul that is working 3 jobs. But when the data comes, they will think it's 3 people working as Mr. Paul, if you get what I'm saying. So they are multi-counting the number of people working, while the Fed still insist that the data coming out is their friend. So Philadelphia Fed said there's high probability that people working double jobs are not counted as a single person working double jobs. So they are counting that Mr. Paul job as 3 people working, like not knowing that it's only Mr. Paul that is working from somewhere in the morning, work somewhere in the afternoon, and do other job in the evening. So these are confusing statistics, data that is coming out, and that is why market is going to get punished this year, because they cannot ascertain who is working where, at what time, to what time, and all that stuff. There's no way they're going to get enough data of this, right? So now, Fed insists that they're going to keep increasing rates, raising rate, but the job number that came out was actually better than expected numbers that people and market were actually expecting. So that's why the market rallied on Friday, because the number were good, though more people were getting jobs, but hourly it's come down and all that stuff. So we can see a green light at the end of the tunnel looking at this data coming out, right? And also, let's look at the CPI that is going to be coming out. The CPI coming out, like I said earlier on, I said 7.1 we had in November, right? So December CPI will be coming out this week on Friday. So market is actually expecting nothing more than 6.8%. That's what market is expecting, because we have all believed that inflation has already peaked, right? Consumer price index, inflation has already peaked. So that's what we believe in now. So we expect this to start going down month over month, right? So market is actually expecting 6.8%. If we have anything less than 6.8, expect market to rally on that news. Even if we have 6.8, market is still going to rally. So I've already raised rates more than expected. They've done double, 75 basis point, 50 basis point is a lot. Honestly, if we start, because at some point we're going to start feeling the pain of the rate that they've raised. So that's why people and analysts were thinking, I think maybe Fed should start having a rethink on raising rate this year. They need to start cutting rate very soon, looking at the data coming out. But if we have anything more than 7.1, or probably 7.1 or 7.0, Fed is still going to stand. They're still going to stand their ground and still insist on that 50 basis point, which is still much at this point. I believe personally, Fed should be going 25 basis point next. That's why I believe. I'm not an analyst. I'm just a YouTuber that invests in the stock market, right? So I believe Fed should be going 25 basis point next, but that's no guarantee, right? Until the CPI comes out, then we see what is actually the number of data that is coming out. What's happening? So what about the energy, the food, core CPI? We need to see these numbers properly and vividly to determine whether it's high time for market to rally at this point. But if we have anything around 6.8 and lower than that, expect market to rally at this point. Well, where am I going now? Are we still going to have a recession if we have a green rally, or if we have good news like this? Well, that's another question that people need to answer. I will probably throw this question to you to answer that. I think if we have 6.8% December CPI, market's going to rally, and Feds, we have no choice than to go 25 basis points at this level, because people are going to be shouting, investors are going to be crying, analysts are going to be insisting that there's no way Fed should be going 50 basis points now, because we can see month over month inflation is coming down. They shouldn't be going 50 basis points anymore, because that is why we're having scare of recession, deep recession, hard recession. People are mentioning recession left and right. So Feds will be forced to go by 25 basis points. Now, the answer of recession or no, are we going to see the recession again if we have good numbers month over month? Well, see, there's so many things that can cause recession in any country or in the global economy. First thing is, 2023 is like everybody is just stepping on an eggshell. Anything cracks now, guess what? It's going to complicate the whole thing all over again. China, Taiwan mustn't go to war. They are not, honestly, if they go to war, then what we've been building on gradually is going to be destroyed in a twinkle of an eye, straight away. And if there's any escalation in Ukraine, expect market to go back to where we were mid last year. So I think if everything goes to plan, if everything goes normally, there's no war between Taiwan and China, US is not going anywhere again to fight any war, and Ukraine crisis subside and negotiations start coming in and people start talking about let's start building instead of destroying, then I believe we will probably avoid hard or deep recession. The mild recession that is expected now depends on how long it's going to be. It might be a quick one, it might be a slow one, but I think we'll probably end up having a mild recession. It's going to affect the housing market, like I've been emphasizing. It's going to affect the housing market anywhere, wherever you live. It's going to affect the housing market. So, and even some people will not even know that we've been through a recession when we actually go through that recession. So that's how I think things is probably going to end up going. But let's just pray and hope nothing cracks up again, nothing, blow up in our face again, and we don't want anything to go south this year. If everything goes to plan and Feds probably go 25 basis points and start talking about cutting rates towards end of 2023, then I think we will still, there's no way we will still go through that recession. It might, but I don't believe it's going to be a deep recession. It's going to be a mild one and probably a quick one like that. And before we know it, we're back in, end of 2023. And also, now let's talk about the earnings. Companies are going to start reporting earnings. I don't expect these earnings to be good because we know people have been laid off, and this big company, Amazon, Microsoft, Salesforce, and all these big companies laying workers off. They have a reason why they're laying them off, because they're short on cash at this point. They're trying to save money because of they don't know what's going to happen during the recession and all that stuff. So by saying that, they are trying to tell us indirectly that the report that's going to be coming out from Q1 might not be a good one that we're expecting. But notwithstanding, I believe it's going to be presenting us a good opportunity to start buying those solid company. Please, dollar cost average, this year we call it, into good company at this environment. This is not the time to start going big or start going all in on any company. Look at what's going on with Tesla now. We don't know where it's going to be the bottom for Tesla at this point. I pray it's just $100 as the bottom, but if not, well, it's going to be a bloodbath. But for you that believe in Tesla bought and all that stuff, I have Tesla stocks as well in my portfolio. But if you believe in tech, well, nibble into tech gradually, slowly. You don't want to be going all in this company at this environment. As for me, I've been, taking profit. I've been taking profit. That's what I want to take the opportunity. I want to take the chance. I want to be prepared when the opportunity presents itself to me. So I don't want to be naive at this point, right? Because dividend stocks are there, defensive, sector is there as well to protect our finance if we go through the recession that everyone has been talking about. Now, that's my advice. Dollar cost average into good company. Do not go all in all this company and into crypto as well. Don't go all in. It's the time to start nibbling. Dollar cost average gradually. Look at what's happening. Understand the concept with each company. This company is profitable. Our dollar cost average. This company might have problem and all that stuff. So check the PE ratio. Check the profitability of companies that you want to start buying into. As for me, I'm just into dividend company this year and defensive. I'll be buying defensive sector. I will be buying stocks that I know, companies that I know, regardless of what's happening around the world. People are still going to be patronizing them, like J&J, Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola. People still drink this regardless of what happened. So Dollar Tree, I'll be buying American Electric Power. These are the places, and also T-Mobile telecommunication. Regardless, people are still going to call somebody. They are still going to be using internet on their mobile phone. If there is third world war, people are still going to be calling people. I don't care where you live. People are still going to use their mobile phone regardless of how bad the recession is. So be smart. Don't be naive. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.